Hey y'all, hey. So I'm back. As promised, I want to do a tutorial and we're going to go over several things because I posted in my Facebook groups that I was going to make this video and there were a lot of questions. And so I want to address some of those questions before we start really getting into the meat of things. Well, you know what? As a matter of fact, I'll be answering some of those questions along the way anyway. All right. So the first thing I want to show everyone is how this hair moves. Now, I have been to the beach in my hair. I've shampooed my hair. And initially, I boiled just this one side because in this fabulous lock group I'm in, let me give you the name of this lock group. Mine is a growing group. I'll show you both of them. Okay, so lock extensions and more. This one is headed by a set of twins, and they are so fabulous. They had lock extensions. Well, one of them is taking hers out now, but this is an excellent group if you want to learn more about lock extensions. And then I created a group that was that caters to people who want to advertise their services and people who are looking for services at fair pricing, because that's extremely important to me, because you know I am leading one I can't say leading, but I'm in this charge for people, you know, charging fair prices. And you know the prices are going down for lock extensions because people just got outrageous, and that's factual. That's factual. So here's my open it back up. I was running my mouth too long. This is my group: Microlocs, Sister Lock, Small Lock Lovers, and Fair Prices. You're free to come and advertise in this group. But if you are one of those people who start for 2 inches of locks at $12.50 and all that kind of stuff, this is not the group for you. It's just not. And you know, advertising has to be approved by me, and that's how it goes. Okay. So anyway, come on over, join my group. Join the Lock Extensions and More group. They are fabulous groups, and the people there are nice. The twins don't play that arguing and hard banter and insulting, nor do I in my group. So if you're one of those sister lock girls who thinks that your service is, your technique is supreme to all others, and you don't believe in extensions or this or that, baby, stay where you are, because you are not welcome in these types of groups. Okay, there will be no badgering. All right, so anyway, one of the main questions that I get a lot from all the groups that I'm in is, do they move like our hair? So I'm going to show you that, and then I'm going to put it back up because I have a little system going on here for this tutorial especially. I've left these sides out. And it's taking me this long because I needed to order new tools, and I'll explain all of that in a minute. So I'm just going to take it down and let you see. So, you know, normally our hair just falls right down. You got to get this stuff and shake it and pull it into place, because it just does not move like our hair. It doesn't. And I was seeing on this little small clip that I did in the group, but by the way, I love my lock extensions, and that's that. That, you know how our hair, when you squeeze it, you know, you can squeeze it pretty tight, right? But this is not. You squeeze to it's limiting. It almost feels like thicker hair than you know, the size locks that we chose, right? But it's not. It's, I don't know, it's hair extensions, so it's not going to move exactly like ours does, and that's all there is to it. I'm going to stand up. Well, I'll turn around this chair here. Let me see. No, yep, no heat. Let me see here. I move the stool out of the way. Yeah. You can see how long the extensions would be in the back. Yeah, I think I'm in the mirror good. In the camera. Okay? So this is what my hair is going to look like now. And I think I'm going to have it trimmed a little along the way. I really wasn't looking to get them this long initially, and I thought as soon as I started putting it in, oh, I'm gonna cut this and bob it out. But I think, after playing around with it for a little while, that I'm gonna leave it longer. But I can always go in and cut when I'm ready, and I'm sure I'll be ready at some point to cut. All right, so this is my new look, y'all. I can put some little things in it because I've been on a few dates, with my guy, and yeah. So anyway, I colored it to the T. I did. And so let me tell you how I got here, because that's where we're going to start. It's with the color, because I've gotten, people asking about my color, and I don't keep on this channel at all. But I first say to everybody, if you look at my other videos, I've been coloring for a long time with my hair. I first colored when it was 10 inches. When I was 10 weeks in. I didn't listen to all the hoopla about you don't color for a year, or you can't color for a year. Yes, you can. You can do what you want to do. I'm a DIYer. I'm pretty good at it. So if mine slipped, I knew I have the skill set to, retire. But I never had anything slip all the way out. None of my locks came out from coloring at all. I didn't lose any hair. I didn't have to completely redo any locks due to coloring. I have redone plenty of them along the way, but it had nothing to do with coloring. As a matter of fact, I think the first time at 10 weeks, I only had to majorly retie about 12 locks, something like that. I don't know. But go back to my videos. You'll see. I have 420 locks. So anyway, I successfully did it. I'm going to go over the colors that I use. The first thing is I tried to be lazy about coloring my hair. The extensions, they came in dark, and my hair was no longer dark. So my hair stopped somewhere around here in most of my locks. So the ones in the top are shorter. We'll get to that. So at any rate, when I colored, then there were some locks that colored well with just the copper color that I used. Sorry about the noise. That was dark blonde copper by Matrix. Let's see if I can find one. Dark blonde copper by Matrix. Let's see, 7cc. 7cc. Just look at it way up there, right there. 7cc is the color for just some of the locks. That's the only thing I put in there. Those colored fairly decently. They didn't. I didn't have to go back and do anything to those black locks. However, the ones that I added brown in, I colored it 7cc and 6cc, light brown copper. These turned out to be too dark because my hair was lighter. And this is the color, the 7cc and the 6cc are what I mixed in my hair to color it. But I've been coloring all along, so my hair started out lighter and the locks were darker. So I had to lighten them. I went back in with BW2 on one lock, right? And it lightened perfectly to the color I wanted without having to do anything else to it. But my hot behind decided that I was going to use that other product. I didn't bring it in here with me, but the Clairol that colors for dark hair and light hair, and it's purple and one is blue, right? So I used the blue, and it's for darker hair, right? And it colors slower. And my hair had this ashy, greenish, I don't know, some, color to it, and it was terrible. So now I had to go back in and fix that. And when I went back to the beauty supply store, there was no more Matrix 7cc. They just didn't have it anymore. So I'm like totally freaked out about that. What am I going to do? I need to improvise. Well, remember that I have years of experience in salons. So, and I like playing with color. I happen to have an aunt who is a master colorist. And along the years, you know, I've always been able to call up and ask, Auntie Tony, what should I do? She's from California. She's the bomb. All right. So anyway, I didn't have to ask her. This time I went to, I get my colors from either Salon Centric or Cosmo Pro. So this time I was at Cosmo Pro. And I got this product here. Got it? Pravana. And this is the color that I use. I mixed this color with the light blonde 7cc. Is that it? Yeah, 7cc. I mix those two colors together, and I always, I swear by this, y'all, this will pick up any color that you're using. It will enhance that color. You don't have to use bleach on your hair at all. Just use this. Just use this. And this is how I got my color to match. I did that. I know I did. Okay. So anyway, now I'm also able to use this brush. Listen, I don't buy from vendors at all. I will snapshot your stuff and go right on to AliExpress and pick it up for pennies on the dollar. Now, China has gotten higher now because, look, y'all, this is a story I want to talk about. All right, we'll get there. So anyway, I was wondering if that was going to happen and if I could have the conversation, so it came up. All right, so anyway, I got this for a couple pennies on AliExpress. Like I was saying, China has gotten higher, and that's because of the tariffs. But not only that, because of all of this political BS with Trump, now the dollar has dropped 11%. So when you click on AliExpress, it'll show you a price, right? And when you click into it and you get ready to purchase, the price goes up. That's not the tariffs. That's the drop in the dollar. The tariff fees are already there in the shipping or in the price of the products. It's already there because that's been going on for a while. But the price of the dollar has gone down 11%, y'all. All right. Voting has consequences. But this ain't no political thing here, so let's go ahead. So anyway, I saw this video, and the young lady was talking about how if you don't use certain tool, then you're just putting in hair for naught, and they're going to come out. And so I had to put that to the test. I'm the experimenter, so I want you to understand that I'm saying that because when I come on here and say I tried something, then it's for true. It's for true. And I want you to stay to the end for girls who have different textures of hair, because I'm going to talk about that as well. But it's for true when I tell you I've already experimented, and so I've taken out the guesswork for you because I'm a DIYer and I have this Virgo spirit. I'm a Virgo, so I'm a perfectionist. And I'm an experimenter, and I'm a high risk taker. So I go in because I can. All right. And I'm not having to pay anybody to fix stuff. So there is a difference. All right. So anyway, I used the tool on the majority of my hair. And then there was sections where I didn't use the tool. So what she was saying is, if you only use your single tool, then they're going to come out. You have to go in with a 3-prong tool. I used a 2-prong tool because it was easier for me, because I knew where the hair was. But the 3-prong tool is just as effective, I believe. Well, the 2-prong is just as effective as the 3-prong, but the 1 is not. It's not at all. Okay. So then the other thing is, I want to show you the tools that I used in this entire process. All right, so I started using this one a few times, but it bends so easily. When you get them thinner, like how, you see that? And in doing my hair, this would bend. So I knew that from trying my hair earlier. that I needed to get a stronger tool. And so I found this one. And let's see if you can get those numbers up there, Kobe. This one is 0.45. And then I also have zero point 0.4. This one is thinner than the 4. And I don't know if you can necessarily see that when I put them together here. So this is a 0.5 and this is the 0.45. And well, so this one is larger, excuse me, and this is the 0.4. But so the 0.4 is smaller, it's tinier than the 4.5, but the 4.5 kind of looks larger in the video, but it's not. When you put it in your hands, you can feel the difference. So I also found this is a 4mm 2-prong tool. I searched, y'all, these are hard to find, but I found them on everything on AliExpress, and I'll put some links down in the bottom so that you can go and order them for yourself. And I also got the 3-prong tool in the 4mm. They are a little difficult to find, but you can find them. Okay, and they came in this cute little pack or whatever. But remember, the 1-prong crochet needle is it's not worth it unless you get this stronger. I wouldn't waste my time just buying the other one at all. Also, what was that I dropped? Okay. Also, I used this tool. There was some that I had to take out. When I put them in and they seemed to be a little larger, the extension seemed to be a little larger than what I was eyeballing, I removed them. And this was easy to do. I'll leave a link for this too if I can find the link, because I've had this for a really long time, so I gotta find where I got it from. But anyway, it's my favorite tool to use. But I started out with this. You know what this is? It's a cuticle pusher. I'm showing you this because I'm saying you can be conventional, non-conventional. You can go out and find your own things. You don't have to use just what the industry is saying everyone is selling, right? Because everything was, this is a cuticle pusher. And it was my go-to until I found the other tool. I found a wooden one. I found one that's silver, like steel, all kinds of stuff. But the black one is my go-to, right, for taking my locks out. And if we come across something in here, I'm sure it will somewhere, I'll show you how I remove them. It's very, very simple to remove these things. They are not hard. And you don't have to cut everything out unless it's just what you want to do. All right, so that's where we are. These are the tools I use. Now, I needed finger protectors. I'm going to say this. All right. These are the tools I used, right? These here, I could feel through them, the needle, but I couldn't feel. And when you put them on, if you're doing your own hair, you're looking at someone else's hair, it's different. But when you put them on yourself, you gotta be able to feel something, and I couldn't adapt to these. But I could adapt to these. And so, evident. My thumb and my pointer finger, listen, there was a point where I started bleeding. So you need to protect your fingers. However, I couldn't use them both at the same time on my fingers because I couldn't feel anything, so I had to use one at a time. And so when I was using this one, I geared the needle more that way towards the protector than from the finger that was not protected. And then when I used the thumb guard, I did the same thing. I was using the needle going in this way. Now, a lot of you have seen a whole lot of videos online, and people are going really fast, right? They have a whole lot of experience, they've been doing it a long time, blah, blah, blah. I have not. I took my time. I went slowly and did my hair. I also had to use clamps And these are the type of clamps that I used in my hair to get the job done. And I started going one row at a time. I think it's better to have a system, you know. And then when I got to the back, I became a little overzealous, and I was like, I gotta get this done. And I just started picking out and going, right? So I missed a few. And in the back, you can see where I missed some. So I had to go back in there and, you know, pull all those out and do them, right? Some of them I wanted to leave because it's cutesy teetsy and all of that, to have some hanging down when you put your hair up in a ponytail. So there are some that I won't redo. I won't add extensions to, because I want that look. So let's get started on how things went for me. Now, I want to say about this supplier. Everyone wants to know about the supplier that I used. And I started with AliExpress. I purchased hair from AliExpress. And then that guy he stopped wanting to help. Like, it was around the time that the tariffs happened. And then he didn't want to sell to me in the United States or something. It was super, super weird. And that led me to going on to AliExpress. No, not AliExpress. Amazon. And that's where I found this hair. And it's shiny, as I talked about in my other video, in comparison to this hair. One is a little more shiny than the other. You see that? This one has high luster and this one is lower luster. And eventually, someone on AliExpress said, well, maybe you should try Alibaba. So, because I was buying so much hair. So I went on Alibaba and I found a person there who was selling hair. And I asked, hey, can you change the texture of the hair? Because what I noticed is this hair from AliExpress, I'm sorry, from Amazon, was a curlier hair. This is what I'm getting at for you 3A people. You know, if you can find, go on Alibaba, AliExpress, and find companies that sell hair, will make your locks from a different texture. So this person, I asked them to use a kinkier hair, and that's how it matches my 4C hair so doggone well. And I was thinking, hey, you know, maybe I'll keep that and sell the hair. But at the end of the day, here's the problem. The AliExpress hair, the first time I ordered it, it was a 10-inch, or no, it was a 4-inch or something. And they were thicker than these. But they were still supposed to be the 1 centimeter. They were a little thicker, and they matched more the size of these locks. See the difference here? This is the 1 centimeter from from Amazon, and this is the 1 centimeter from AliExpress and from Alibaba. And they both claim that they cannot make them this size. Because I asked, hey, can you do 0.5? And they said, no, we can't do that. That's impossible. But here it is right here. So it is possible. And this goes well with my little hairs, you know, around the way here. Some of them are very skinny. You see that? That's one that I took out and redid, and when I redid it, it stayed really skinny like this because the hair is stretched differently once you take a comb out and put them back in. So remember that too. Anyway, I ordered more of this hair and I changed the color a little bit. I just went with this product for this, and it's like almost a Coca-Cola color that we used to use back in the day in the salon. We called it Coca-Cola. And it's sort of like a copper burgundy almond, auburn type color. That's what this is. And so that gives my hair some more definition. All of my locks are about 3 or 4 different colors in here because that's how the hair took, right? And it took just like my hair did. I love that. I love it. Anyway, I ordered more of these so that I could do the outside here, and it also allows me to be able to show you how I put these in differently from others. And I'm going to show you the different techniques today that I used in my hair. Now, I know that this is going to be a long video. I'm already at 25 minutes, so you all need to pull up a seat. I should have said that at the beginning, but hey, here we are. It's either that or I split it into 2 videos, and maybe that's what I'll do, split it into 2 videos so that people can see what they want in one and what you want in the other. All right, so anyway, getting back to what I did. So when I put the locks in and I went to the beach, the locks that I only use the one tool with began to slip. They were coming out just like the woman in the video said. They will come out. Remember, I said I boiled it. Let me tell you, I boiled one side. In my lock extensions group, in the lock extensions group, Paula was saying that she used conditioner on her hair. Well, we know that if you put conditioner in there, the first thing you're going to think is that they slip because conditioner makes them unravel, right? So that's why you gotta do some work to make it happen. And so I put that in, and immediately I could feel that little difference that was taking place. Now that hair moved better, it swung better, everything. I boiled water because that was my idea, like how we do braids. To loosen up braids is we boil water. Well, this is braid hair. So anyway, I put conditioner, like a teaspoon of conditioner and some fenugreek in that water. And those locks were beautiful. They were shiny and they matched my hair. It was on point. Everything would have already matched. But, you know, when you oil your hair here, then this hair may look drier. You know, the extension hair may look drier or whatever. So it was all congruent. Everything went perfectly together. I promise it was awesome. And the other side, you could tell the difference. One was straighter and the other one was kind of bunchy like. Anyway, still the locks that I used the one tool on after going to the beach and all that kind of stuff, yeah, they were coming out. They were coming out, and that's what you saw there. That's a lock that I used only the one tool in. And so there are several over here that I used only the one tool, and they came out like this one. See here? This is what was left undone, and a few up in here came out. This one came out. Same thing over here. All these right here were done with one tool, and they came out. These were not done at all, but these were the one tools. This was my experiment. So I'm saying to you, don't use just the single doodad crochet needle. You're going to find yourself having to redo them. But if you want to experiment, then go ahead, because now that I've done it, I know that I need to go in and do them differently. You know, try it out for yourself. Maybe I didn't spend enough time with the single crochet needle. I assure you I did. But, you know, maybe I didn't. I did. All right. So I've done that work for you. And here's where we are now. If you can find someone to do the locks the size that you want, good. I now have to add in this hair, the shinier hair. And I have some in the back and in different places where I have these skinny locks. Because I'm a DIYer, you know, all of ours are not going to be the same size because we cannot see everything. So you'll have variations of sizes. Here's the problem with ordering from Alibaba and AliExpress that I experienced. Lock sizes. Now I ordered 420 locks because I have 420 locks. I ordered some 10-inch in the top. I ordered about 70 locks in 10-inch because my hair was shorter here in the top. I talk about that a lot in my other videos. So I wanted this hair to be more aligned with the other extensions I was putting in. So I ordered about 70 10-inch locks here, and I ordered them in size 1.5 and 1. And then the rest of the hair I ordered 8-inch in 1.5 and 1. I ordered the majority 1 centimeter locks. I may have 100 1.5 locks, but 60 locks I had to reorder because they were too thick. They were about 2 centimeter locks. So I couldn't use any of those, and I colored them and I couldn't return them. And when I talked to the supplier, he said, or she, the name was Tina on the thing, but I don't know. So the supplier said, hey, this is a handmade process and we can't accept it back. These were custom made. And my argument is, but if you advertise 1 centimeter and I pay you for 1 centimeter, I expect to receive 1 centimeter. But China is not fair. So they didn't give a damn. They weren't taking the hair back, right? So if you order, it is best that you order through the site, because you can go through the site and say, this is the problem, but not after you've colored it. You have to have not colored it. So wherever you get your locks, examine the sizes first. If they're what you cannot use, contact the shipper and say, hey, these are too big here. What can we do? They're going to tell you they're not going to take it back. So then you have to go through the site, and that's how you get your money back. Otherwise, you have to do like I did and order more hair and hope that there's a large enough percentage of that hair that works. Now, on AliExpress, it's consistent. This is the size. This is my second order, and they all came in just like that second order. The first order was shorter, and they were thicker. But this length, I think this is 12. I bought 12 inches so that because these are thin here, I'm not going to make them as long. I don't want that much weight on these really thin ones. That's where I am with it. You can do something different. Try your luck how you want to. And that's another thing I want to talk about is weight. I know so many people, like I see them going to Lock Don. My girlfriend went to Lock Don in North Carolina, and she first got 1.5 centimeters and they were too heavy. She has very thin hair, very soft hair. She went back and she got the 1 centimeter. And in 5 months, she had to take it out. Now, if you know anything about the Lock Don, like I will tell you, I got quoted at like $31.75 for 8-inch locks. For only 240 something locks is all they were going to give me, and they were charging me $31.75 for the locks. So my girlfriend, she got 270 something locks, and she paid like $3,000. But she had to take them out, and then she had to get the smaller locks. You know they charged her, right? Did they give her a discount? They should have. I don't know that they did. They shouldn't have charged her a thing, because Lock Don should have known, right? That's all I'm saying. So anyway, she gets the longer locks put in. Well, that hair is too long. It's too much weight for her short hair. She had locks down to her butt. It was too much weight. And in 5 months, she had to take it all out and cut her hair down to a 1 guard because she patched. In 5 months. And she had been going to get her reties and everything, and she had to get hotel and air flight, all that travel expense, everything. So we're looking at, she probably spent close to around $20,000. And when I said that number to her, she just said, like it was more than that for a 5-month hairdo. I'm not doing that type of shit. I'm not doing it. So this was DIY for me 100%, and you can DIY too, I promise. It's not hard. Just get a mannequin and start working on it. So anyway, let's start with this lock. Here is my crochet tool, well, my, whatever this is called, latch hook tool. And normally, the process is you'll put this tool in. Now, I go to where some of you may be curly on the ends, or more curlier than I am on the ends. So you want to go above that curl spot. You'll feel the knot. Like I feel that this is loose right here without even looking at it. I know that this is loose. And there It's that little curly spot. And that's where, you know, you can start. However, if it's very small, you can't really braid in or anything, right? So it depends on where you want to put yours. I'm going to start right here, right? And oftentimes it's hard to get this tool in because it's so tiny. It's so tiny. I can't get that tool in. So let's find a lock that's that size and I'll show you what I do. I'm going to try this one from Amazon. Okay, so the ones from Amazon, when you die for so long, okay, so this is one of the shorter ones that I purchased the first time. So now you can see the difference in the size. Yeah, and this was the one, the 1 centimeter in the shorter length. You see the difference now? Yeah, this one is much skinnier. And every one that I ordered in 12-inch came just like this. The ones in the 6-inch or whatever this was came like this with it. I don't know, 8-inch or something, I don't know. It came like that. So these fit some of my locks and these fit some of my locks. And then this size fits some of my locks. And this size fits some of my locks. All right. So let's see. Hold it out to the side is what I do. And look at the size. These are close. Very close. So the first thing is, because it's in the front and this is the most fragile hair, I'm not going to leave this lock at 12 inches. No, I'm going to cut it. Some of my locks are shorter than others in here, my extensions. And